I'm doing some gardening here in my backyard in Southern California, and I am planting a mango tree, or I guess I just finished planting a mango tree. So here's the mango tree I just planted. It's called a Manila mango tree, and there's another mango tree directly behind it, and I'll explain that. So in gardening, we often do something called grafting. Grafting is where you grow something called your rootstock from seed, usually, and then at a certain point, sometimes it's right when it's sprouted, sometimes it's years later, you chop the top off and then you attach a different variety. And there are three main reasons to do that. The first is that when you grow something from seed, it often does not grow true to type, meaning it won't make the same fruit as the fruit that you got the seed from. The second is that even if it does grow true to type, it can take years and years and years for it to get big enough to flower and fruit. And the third reason is that oftentimes you'll have a variety that will do well in your climate, except for its root system. Like maybe its root system can't really handle your cold, wet winter or your clay soil or your hot summers. But, you know, if you kind of give it the roots of another variety, then it can flourish. So in this case with mangoes, the variety that I want, it's called Orange Sherbet. And I got this online, and it's grafted onto a rootstock called Turpentine. You can see the graft union right here. So this is the type I want. This is Orange Sherbet. This is Turpentine. The thing up here is a clone of the variety I want. The thing here is grown from seed. The problem is that Turpentine rootstock does really well in Florida, but anecdotally in Southern California, it is said to do very poorly. It is not a good fit for our weather, our soil, etc. Additionally, our California winters and summers are just cold enough that they trigger continuous flowering in mangoes. So mangoes are a tropical species, and they take cues from the environment to know when to grow leaves and when to put their energy into making flowers. Even though Southern California is a mild climate, it is cold relative to the tropics to the extent that almost all year round, our cold nights, cold relatively speaking, trigger flowering instead of vegetative growth. So what you get with a mango grafted onto turpentine in Southern California is, one, the rootstock doesn't really like our soil, and two, the little bit above the soil, the little bit above the graft union here, it doesn't really grow. It just tries over and over again to flower and fruit. But this little tiny bush can't support fruit, right? A single mango probably weighs more than this entire thing. And so what ends up happening is you just get this sad little bush that never really grows bigger and flowers and flowers and flowers and then dies. What I have done here is, by planting this Manila mango, which is known to do well in our soils and in our weather here in Southern California, and has been grown from seed, you can see that it is quite large, yet it has never flowered before. This is not old enough to flower, even though that one is, because this one, it's sexually mature plant material. This is not. So if you grow a Manila mango here in Southern California, get it big enough to where it can support flowers and fruit, and then graft on, which is called top working, I think, at this point, if it's this big. That is sort of a cheat code to get these cool varieties of mango here in Southern California. Cool as in like neat, not cool as in like temperature wise. So what I'm hoping is, once this grows thick enough little branches, maybe, next year, I can cut them off and try to graft them to here. And the really cool thing is, because I have like a little vending machine basically of these branches of the variety I like, let's say I graft it on right here and it doesn't work, I can just cut a little lower and try again. So I get multiple tries, which I like because I'm not very good at grafting yet. So hopefully that works out. And by the way, this, if you notice, this is like a gopher thing. So that we have gophers around here and they eat all the roots I don't know if they're like voles or what they are exactly, but you know, they're little rodents that burrow. And this is a metal mesh cage to prevent them from getting to the roots. That's also why I have mint planted around here, because they don't like mint. So hopefully, you know, sometime, I'm young, I have time. Hopefully at some point I will have successfully created a orange sherbet mango tree, and then my family can enjoy mangoes.